how did you go from being just a normal employee to a successful entrepreneur mentally?
Yeah, so handling hard transitions in life mentally is difficult, man, because I think I heard Ed Milet say this once. He said, you know, one of the highest valuable things that humans are looking for is predictability in their life, right? Like, we want to know that every time I go into my house, I've got power, I've got water, I've got heat. We want predictability. I think he said the first thing that humans are looking for is significance. The second thing we're looking for is predictability. Like, I want to know there's food in the fridge. And so if you've done one thing or you've been with one person forever, and then all of a sudden you're in a position where you're like, uh-oh, things changed. New career, got laid off, divorce, person died, they broke up with you. We are designed with the ability to cope with that. But it's not a light switch. It's like a dimmer switch. It's gonna take time, right? I think there's like, what are the 6 or 7 steps to the grieving process?
Yeah.
So whether you lose a job or you lose a relationship or you lose a family member, there's a grieving process. The way you're not gonna cope with it is by leaning into things that will get you to escape your reality. Drinking, smoking weed, vaping, pornography, overeating. That just leads to more self-destruction. We see that happen all the time, because that's also a coping method. There's several coping methods. You could cope with it in a negative way, or you could cope with change mentally, physically, in a positive way. Start working at what are the things you can control. Well, I can go work out more. I can start meal prepping. I can start reading books. I can go to the gym at a different time and make friends. I can go to a pool hall or a bowling alley or somewhere and like start a new hobby, right? Play ping pong, whatever the thing is. And over time, as you do these positive coping things, that will become a distant memory, that loss, and this new part of your life will become something that you're like really excited about. Because I'm convinced that most change that takes place, for every adversity that life gives you, it also gives you a seed of equal opportunity. But we have to nurture that seed. So if something bad happens, you know, I remember quitting my job. I was making $100,000 a year back in the 90s, late 90s. Like, that was good money. I remember quitting that on Valentine's Day, and I think the following year I was going to get married. So it was like probably 2000 or something. I was supposed to get married to my wife, who's my wife now. And I remember thinking, like, holy crap, I just quit my job. They paid me well on Valentine's Day, and we're getting married in about a year. Like, maybe this was the wrong decision. But I also knew that if I coped with it in a positive way, controlled all the things that I can control, right? My time, my energy, my thoughts, my workouts, my nutrition, the people that I surround myself with, I may end up starting this business and it may end up growing slower than I anticipated, and I'll probably make less money in the next 2 years. But I've got a woman who's got my back, and she supports me, and we're gonna do it together. So I'm not worried. And every day that went by after quitting, as long as I was doing positive coping stuff, like, the fear of loss got smaller and smaller and smaller, and the excitement for this new adventure got bigger and bigger and bigger. It's when we cope with negative things that are destructive that we end up experiencing more fear and more loss.